What's going on, guys? Nick Foy here from asknickfoy.com. And this video, we're going to be talking about ConvertKit, which is one of my favorite online tools to use for building an email list. And there's a few reasons why I love ConvertKit. Number one, I absolutely love them for the ease of use, the beginner friendliness. I've used other email softwares in the past, and it was a pain in the butt to try to navigate around the platform to get in and out of the different pages and to see different information. You had to, click into one page, click into another page, and it just wasn't all laid out nicely. Whereas ConvertKit, the user interface is set up, the design is super impressive, and then the pricing I feel like is pretty reasonable, and the features, hands down top most the other email service providers out there. ConvertKit has segmenting, tagging. They've got the autoresponder series. They've got broadcast emails, and then there's a lot of other cool advanced features you can do with ConvertKit. So let's go ahead. Here is their kind of their information page. You can learn more about them if you go to asknickfoy.com/ConvertKit, or I think asknickfoy.com/CK. Both those links will take you over here to ConvertKit. Those are my affiliate links that will help tell ConvertKit I sent you, and I'll earn a referral fee if you decide to sign up with ConvertKit. So it helps me out. But ConvertKit's the company I've been using for a few years now, and I've built up about 2,800 subscribers right now on my list. I've gone through and purged my list before, deleting inactive subscribers who don't read my emails. And then we've had lots of people unsubscribe as well in the past that decided they didn't want my emails anymore, which is fine. I'm about to hit the next threshold at 3,000. This is when my payment will go up because ConvertKit judges it by list size. So as your list gets bigger, you'll pay a bigger monthly fee for the service. But as your list gets bigger, you should see your income increase as well, because if you're using email marketing effectively, then as your list size grows, you've got more and more people to market to that can become customers. So the last 30 days, I've had about 397 people join my email list. On average, we get somewhere around 10 to 15 per day. We get some big days here that help balance out some smaller days. Depending on different strategies I'm trying, I'll promote on social media. Sometimes I'll promote on Facebook ads, and then a lot of it's just organic, people finding my opt-in forms on my website as they're reading articles and browsing around my website. So let's go ahead and get into ConvertKit. First, they've got the forms tab here, which is where you can see a big summary graph of your activity for the last 30 days. So going back from October 11th to today, November 10th, it's the morning still, so this will fill up as the day goes on. But you can see a quick breakdown: 1 subscriber today, 60 over the last week, which puts me on pace, for 240, 250. It's been going down lately. And then for the last month, we've been at 397. And then we've got total here. And then you can go here and break it down, based on the last 6 months, the last year, all time, if you want to get more detailed. So right away, I like that you've got analytics on the home page here, so you can quickly see how your opt-ins are performing. As you scroll down here, you're going to find these forms. So I just started using ClickFunnels. So I set up some forms the other day for ClickFunnels so that when people buy my product over on ClickFunnels, that's another tool that I've got other videos on, by the way, if you're wondering what it is. But it's basically a quick sales funnel. They go through different pages. You get to a checkout page, a thank you page. And then I have it integrated with ConvertKit. So once they buy, they automatically get enrolled here to these forms. So I can kind of keep track of, who's buying which product. And then they'll get like a follow-up email that gives them access to their products and whatnot. So that's kind of a way to integrate your email marketing, to have customer service on autopilot. So when somebody buys, they get automatic emails sent to them on autopilot that, follow up with them, ask them for feedback, reviews, give them more information, more bonuses, things like that. So there's some cool things you can do with emails, but this is what the forms look like. It'll tell you how many people have seen the form, how many subscribe, so that's going to tell you your conversion rate. So for example, if I stuck this form into like a blog post, and that blog post got, let's say, 200 people stopping by for the week, then it would say 200 here. And out of those 200, maybe 20 of them subscribed, so that would be a 10% conversion rate it would show here. And then it shows what the incentive is. So this is where I hooked it up to my newsletter. So as soon as they opt into the form, they could begin receiving your newsletter that you've already pre-written out all your emails. So your newsletter is going to be made here under the sequences tab. So we'll go to that next. Again, this is a sequence that you write out ahead of time. So let's say I write out, 20 different emails that I want people to start receiving. Or in this case, I've got this new course that I just created called, the 9-day blogging e-course. It's going to teach someone how to start a blog in the next 9 days. And then I've got a couple follow-up emails after that. So it's a 15-day sequence. It's got 14 emails in it. So they're going to get the first 9 days of emails, and then I give them some bonus emails after that. So for example, I already wrote out these 14 emails in my sequence. I set them up in the order I want them to be sent to my new subscriber. So as soon as they subscribe to one of those forms, it's connected to the sequence so that it automatically also enrolls them in my sequence. And you can see I've had 17 people start going through the sequence since I just created it a few days ago, last week. And then we've got the open rate here, click rate. You can see 2 people have already unsubscribed. So I could go in and see, at what email did these people unsubscribe at, and maybe why that's turning them off, why they're unsubscribing, if it's something I said in the email, or if maybe this course just wasn't for them. It could have happened naturally. But as we scroll down here, I'll show you one of my golf newsletters. So here it's got over 2,000 subscribers, 40% open rate, and we've been getting a lot of email sales off this newsletter. So it's 47 or 48 emails long. You can see down the left hand side here, this is what it looks like on the inside. So you just click in and out of each of your emails that you write. So here's email 1, click into email 2, click into email 3, email 4. So you can click into each of your emails and it populates over here on the right side. You've got the subject line, you've got your email you can write out yourself. You can link to your blog articles to drive your email subscribers back to your blog so they can read your articles, or you could promote like a product. So down here, after I give them value for 6-7 days, I start pitching my products. So I start talking about my course that I sell and my different programs, and I link to my 3 different programs. They can click on here and it'll take them to the sales page, trying to pitch that product and try to get a sale through email marketing. So I always like to warm them up first, give value, then promote some kind of premium paid product, and they're more likely to buy it now that they've gotten familiar with you, familiar with the quality of your content. If you're sending them some of your best stuff in these opening emails, then they'll say, all right, he's promoting a program. This program must be really good if his free content he sent me a couple days ago was also good. So here's where you write your emails. You can choose if you want to make it published live to your sequence, or if you want to keep it as a draft if it's not ready. You can delay how long it waits before sending based on the last email. So these are spread out 1 day apart. Then you can set filters if you want certain people on your email list to not get these emails. You can filter them out. So if people have already purchased my program, I can filter them out here. You can also preview what the email looks like by sending it to yourself. That way, if you're ready to make it go from draft to published, you can preview it first, click Save All to save all changes. You can go in here to settings, and you'll be able to choose what email address you want to send from. You can choose what days of the weeks you want your newsletter to get sent out on. You can choose time. So if I'm sending, 6 o'clock Central Time, that would be about 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So somebody on the Eastern Time zone waking up at 7, 8 in the morning, they're going to open their inbox and find the email already there. Or I could send it later in the day around 1, 2 o'clock if I wanted to catch them during lunch if they're checking email. You can also exclude people from your entire newsletter here using these exclusions. Otherwise, the filters I showed you a second ago were individual emails. So if there's specific emails you don't want them to receive, you can filter out. If you don't want them to get this newsletter in general, let's say they subscribe to one of your forums and then they get automatically enrolled to this newsletter by accident, and you want to make sure that they don't get this newsletter, you can exclude them here. All right, and then reports is where you can go in and look at a breakdown of each email, how it's performing. So obviously your first email is probably going to have the highest open rate, 69% of the time. It gets 24% of the people clicking links that are in the email. And we've had 60 people who have opted into one of my forums for whatever opt-in freebie, and then once they got my first email, they unsubscribed. So they weren't interested in getting my newsletter. They were only, interested in getting that free opt-in incentive. This also shows unsubscribes when I delete subscribers myself. So that could be some of it. If I went in and, deleted a bunch of subscribers that weren't opening my emails anymore, then that gets a lot of your unsubscribes to show up as well in your statistics. So if we went back out here to sequences, you'd see I had 2,000 subscribers, and then I probably had about 800, and it looks like 890 unsubscribers. Now, a lot of those are people unsubscribing themselves, as well as people I've unsubscribed from my newsletter because they're taking up space on my email list. If they're not opening my emails, I don't want them taking up space because that costs money. You know, the more subscribers you have, the more you have to pay. So then we've got the unconfirmed. These are people who opted into the form, but then they never went ahead and, you know, confirmed that they wanted to join my newsletter. So I always send a double opt-in email. So once they opt into the form, they get a follow-up email saying, please click this link to confirm you want to join my email list. They'll click that, and that'll completely opt them in then to my email sequence, saying that they agree to become part of my email newsletter and start receiving emails from me. So I've had a lot of people that never ended up clicking that link. Otherwise, my list would be, you know, 1,400 more subscribers to it, and that's a lot more potential customers if they would have followed through with joining my email list. So that's unfortunate, but, you know, you can't get everybody to join your email list. A lot of people are just interested in your free opt-in gift, and that's all they care about. They don't actually want to receive email marketing emails from you. So here we can see the open rate for the whole entire newsletter, the click rate for the entire newsletter on average, but here you can break it down email by email to see what your most successful emails are. So of course it's going to start going down over time. People just, you know, over time lose interest. They stop opening your emails. So that's why it's very important to catch their attention in your first several emails, because this is when they're most engaged with your brand. And that's why I send one email one day after the other to try to get as much content to them in that first week as possible when I have their attention. And then I have to start pitching my product right away within that first week as well, because over the course of several weeks, the opt-in rates start dropping off, or the open rates start dropping off as they, you know, forget about you. They become uninterested. You know, that day they might have been really interested in something. They were doing research online, came across you, found your brand, opted in, and then a couple weeks from now, you know, they might have moved on and started looking at other things they're more interested in. So that's my suggestion to you. You know, try to get most of your valuable content out the first week. Try to pitch a couple products your first week, because after that, you know, they might stop opening your emails, so they're not going to see your product pitches anymore later on. But for the rest of these people that are still opening weeks later, 30 to 40% of my list on average still stays on board opening my emails, so I can start sending out, you know, product pitches in these emails as well, hoping to catch them later on down my email funnel. So maybe they weren't ready to buy in week one, but down the road, after they've gotten emails from me for several months, you know, they've really gained trust and built that authority with me to where they think that, you know, whatever I'm selling is going to be worth purchasing. So we could just scroll down here and keep an eye how these are dropping. You'll notice the real low ones, like this 26%, happened to be a coupon where I was offering, you know, a last chance to buy a product at a low price. So they probably saw that subject coupon and decided not to open it because they're not interested in purchasing. Up here, there was another one that took a dip. If I can find it again, 37%. So it went from the 50s all the way down to 37, and that was, again, another coupon email where I was giving them 20% off to try to buy one of my products. So you'll see sometimes your sales emails get lower open rates than your normal blog post email. So most of these link out to my blog posts, trying to drive them back to my website to read some kind of valuable article, and then in that article I link to my product as well. So whether they see the product link in my emails or they see it on my blog, they're going to get funneled to that product in some form or fashion. All right, now we talked about advanced features ConvertKit has compared to other email service providers. So one is the automations tab. So they used to have these automation rules, which I've set up a bunch of. So you basically tell them when something happens, do something. It's like a cause and reaction type thing. So when they join this form, have them subscribe to this sequence or have them tagged or segmented. So for example, when someone subscribes to my 7-day putting bootcamp sequence, I want to have the tag help putting added to them so that I know these are people who are interested in getting help with their putting in their golf game. When they get joined to my newsletter sequence that we just showed you, that I walked you through all the open rates for, when they get subscribed to that sequence, I want them tagged golf practice guides. That's kind of my membership tag so that I can see everybody who's, you know, not only joined that newsletter, but when they join my other newsletters, they all get tagged with the same tag so they can become part of the whole collective family, golf practice guides. That way, they might be spread out all over the place, different forms, different sequences, different products, but I can quickly click on this tag and it'll open up everybody in one place, so I don't have to go around, to all the individual sequences, tags, and forms that I've got set up. When they buy certain products, I tag them as a customer for those products. So tags are pretty cool. It allows you to kind of group and keep track of your subscribers to see, which ones have bought products, which ones have, joined certain forms, certain sequences. And that way you can send out targeted broadcast emails to those types of people. So for example, if I wanted to send out an email to only my Breaking 70 customers, I could, target just these people by setting the filter to only go out to the Breaking 70 Academy tagged people, so that anybody that got tagged Breaking Academy member, they're going to be the ones that receive that email. It'll filter out anybody who doesn't have this tag. So that's the importance of having tags, just so you could segregate and segment your lists into different groups so that you can better, serve them. You can send them more relevant emails. So if they're interested in putting, I can send them putting emails. If they're interested in chipping, I can send them chipping emails, or the golf swing. That way I don't send them emails that they're not interested in. So think about your niche, what topics your niche involves, and figure out how you can filter out different groups of people in your niche to try to better serve them with more targeted information. Now recently they come out with this beta feature called automations. So this is a visual kind of funnel to set up. So now you can actually see how people are progressing through. So I haven't yet to really set any of these up. I'm still kind of the old school doing it via the rules tab. But if you click new automation here, it's kind of the same thing. It'll say, all right, when they, subscribe to this form here. So 15 drills Facebook, when they opt into my Facebook, opt-in form, then they're going to go on to the next step. So I could have my next step here be to tag them. Like this case, I tagged them, Winter Golf Program customer. So I could tag them, Facebook customer. And then I could have another drop down here that then sends them to like a sequence and then a follow-up sequence. And it'll tell you how many people are at each stage of that funnel. So here we've had 2 people opt in, to this form, but I don't have a next step yet set up, so it says end of automation, where here I set up like 3 different steps. So it'd tell me, okay, you've had 25 people, join this that have bought your product here, so those 25 have been tagged and those 25 have been tagged. So it's just kind of like a visual way of doing it. I'm not so sure I really understand it yet enough to speak on it, nor that I really feel like using it yet. I've kind of stuck to the traditional way of setting up rules. When somebody joins a forum, sequence, whatever, then they get added to a certain tag. But this is kind of like a visual way to do it if you want to see it visually. All right, so we've covered forums, automation, sequences, broadcasts. These are straightforward. This is just, sending out one-time emails to your entire list. So if I wanted to send out a product update email, I could filter out anybody who's tagged customer so they don't get the emails. I can send it out to the rest of my list trying to pitch that product to them. Or if I, updated a product and I wanted to let all my existing customers know, I could send out a filtered email only to my customers. So that's the importance of having the tags on so that you can tag people and, have those people to filter certain emails for through broadcasts. Subscribers, this is the tab where you'll see a list of all your subscribers, and you can go into your different tags and view the different groups of subscribers based on what they've been tagged with. So I'm not going to go into that tab just for, personal reasons of showing you everybody's email addresses. But, these two are pretty straightforward. So I like overall the interface here, how you can click back and forth on the different menu items to go in and out of what you need to do, whether you need to create a new form to put on your website, whether you need to create a new sequence to enroll people in once they join one of your opt-in forms, or they buy one of your products. You could have like a customer service sequence set up. And then you could set up automation rules to tag them. So when they join different form sequences, they get tags to try to group them together so that you can better serve them with broadcast emails down the road. And then you can manage your subscribers, exporting, importing, deleting, doing different segmenting with subscribers, trying to see who's your customers, what sources they've come from. You can filter out whether they've come from Google, Pinterest, Instagram, things like that. So there's lots of cool features here. It's very easy to navigate back and forth via the menu. And again, when you click on the forums tab, it's going to quickly show you a breakdown of your analytics of how many subscribers you've been getting, as well as your conversion rates for each individual opt-in form you create. So that's a little wrap up on this demo video for ConvertKit. I've got some more in-depth videos that kind of break down each of these steps one by one. If you go back on my YouTube channel and check those out. And again, if you want to learn more about ConvertKit, try out my affiliate link. If you want to help me out, it's at no extra cost to you. Just go to asknickfoy.com/CK. Type that in and it'll tell ConvertKit I sent you, and you're helping to support my website and my YouTube channel, helping me, earn some money for making these free, valuable videos for you. So all that's going to do is redirect you over to ConvertKit, where you can learn more about them. You can see their pricing, automation, their features. You can click the Get Started button, and you can even request a demo if you'd like. So thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video lesson that I publish. Take care.